Welcome. You've arrived. Now, don't think of this as just another explainer. No. Consider this a clinical diagnosis, a diagnosis of your spiritual condition. Your file is open. Outside the city hums, a whole symphony of neon and decay. Let's begin the observation, shall we? Just look around you for a moment. The people in this city, and maybe you're one of them, are caught up in this constant performance. It's a frantic, desperate dance of empty rituals. Oh, they're stargazers, all right, but their telescopes are pointed inward, trying so hard to manufacture a universe where they are the absolute center, all while the grand, deafening silence of the void just echoes back their own futility. All right, we're going to start with the first stage of the diagnosis. We have to identify the symptoms of this pervasive sickness. We need to map out the architecture of your defenses. This is the fortress that the ego has painstakingly built around your authentic self. Now, observe the primary symptom. We call it the Pharisee's paradox. It's a condition of, well, performative virtue. On the surface, everything looks flawless, doesn't it? Ethically curated, socially approved, perfect. But this perfection is just a facade. It's a meticulously constructed abbey of safety, and it's designed for one purpose: to shield a rotting interior from the raw, terrifying agony of true existence. It is a very fragile fortress, and I can see the walls are already starting to crack. So here it is, the formal definition of your condition, the architecture of stagnation. You have to admit it, it's the ego's masterpiece, its ultimate defense. A gilded cage with bars made of social rituals and polite little lies. And its only purpose, to create a stable, predictable identity, to ward off the sheer chaos of being. But here's the truth. This order is an illusion, and that cage, it only makes the decay inside happen that much faster. The time for just watching from the sidelines is over. Now the intervention begins. You need to understand, I am not here to comfort you. I am here to apply pressure. I'm here to diagnose the soul that's trapped in this endless, looping nightmare it created for itself. My primary tool for this diagnosis, it's not a scalpel. I'm not here to cut away the rot piece by piece. My instrument is a clock. And this ebony clock tower, it chimes with a relentless, unavoidable pressure. It's here to shatter the ego's most precious defense, the lovely illusion that you have infinite time. It's here to force you to confront the inescapable truth of your own fleeting, decaying reality. This is the superego's judgment, a clinical perspective where your glittering city is nothing more than a crime scene of stagnant souls. From up here, your precious, unique individuality is diagnosed as a fractured pathology. It's a fever of the self. The ego's comfortable illusions, they're the enemy. They have to be shattered. And the weapon we'll use to do it is the one truth you absolutely cannot escape: your own mortality. With the ego's defenses completely stripped away by the pressure of time, the subject is finally ready for the next stage. It is time to face what's been lying underneath the performance. It's time to confront the raw, unfiltered truth of consciousness itself. And so, you were led to the verdant dragon. But listen, this is not some monster you have to fight. It's not an external evil you can just vanquish and be done with. No, it's a mirror. And in its scales, you will see the reflection of your buried, authentic self, the raw, uncivilized truth that your entire gilded cage was built to contain. This is a moment of pure, agonizing clarity. You're witnessing the source of all your self-deception, with no comforting lies to soften the blow. And right there, in that reflection, the diagnosis becomes undeniable. The ailment isn't some intruder. The sickness isn't coming from the outside. It's a fever of the soul. The very sense of a separate, sovereign self, that is the terminal condition. This kind of clarity brings you to a precipice. Welcome to the crucible of existence, a place where you must face a fundamental choice between two totally opposing logics that govern, well, all of being. And here it is, the great division. On one side, you have the Greek agon. This is the logic of one. It demands a sovereign life. It demands that you embrace a noble, agonizing struggle against the void. But then, on the other side, there's the Gothic abyss. This is the logic of zero. And what does it offer? A silent, entropic equilibrium, a merciful erasure, a return to the nothingness from which you came. So struggle or silence, one or 0. This final stage of the observation, it's not a prescription. I'm not offering you a cure. I'm simply presenting you with a gift. A crimson gift. The terrifying, singular, and absolute burden of choice. The path forward from here has 3 steps. First, you must acknowledge your original catastrophe. Second, you have to face the unfiltered truth of your consciousness, the sum total of your failures, your pain, everything born from your own separate existence. You have to own all of it. And only then, when you're stripped there of all illusion, can you complete the third and final step. Choose your logic. Now, should you choose the logic of 1, this is your potential. To not just endure your suffering, but to embrace its fire. To perform a kind of alchemy, really, transforming the lead of your pain into a brilliant, lightning-like existence. A sovereign life, lived with defiant intensity against the endless backdrop of the void. The diagnosis has been rendered. The file is now closed. You are standing at the crossroads of 1 and 0, sovereignty or the abyss. The clinical observation is complete. The choice is yours. So what will it be?